A pleasant good evening and welcome into the UNG Soccer Complex on the campus of the University of North Georgia in Dahlonega for NCAA Division II soccer action, featuring Anderson University taking on University of North Georgia here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Dahlonega on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Walker McCreary alongside the entire NSN crew as we get set for Game 2 of the season for the Nighthawks, who come off a 6-1 win over Converse on Thursday night. A quick turnaround before taking on a team that pushed the Nighthawks to overtime last year. A 2-1 win for the Nighthawks as Olivia Dunphy scored in the 98th minute. But Anderson ready to come and trying to get some revenge under first-year head coach Sarah Jacobs. Anderson comes in 0-1 on the season after a 2-0 drop to Georgia College on Thursday at home. This is their first road game of the season. Starting lineup for both teams. First, for the visiting Trojans of Anderson University, again, as I mentioned, under first-year head coach Sarah Jacobs. In goal will be number 0, Abby Helm. She gave up both goals against Georgia College 2 nights ago. Sophie Riggs, Bethany Morgan, Megan Foster, Alexis Hartlett, Melanie Maddox, Kaylin Coate, Madison Cutts, Kirsten Armetta, Anna Kwiatkowski, and Annie Kate Hodge are the starting 11 for the Trojans. For North Georgia, under 16th year head coach Chris Adams, they look like this. Hannah Gowdy will be in between the posts. She gave up 1 goal. That was in the 19th minute against Converse in 83 minutes played between the posts. Peyton Biso, Michaela Sundstrom, Rosie Embley, Taylor Malashik, Asa Thorson, McKay Shively, Olivia Dunphy, Charlotte Rent in the starting lineup today after missing Thursday night's game, Mackenzie Brennan, and Renee Van Horn, the starting 11 for North Georgia. The Nighthawks in their home kits, white tops, blue shorts, white socks for the homestanding North Georgia team. The Road Trojans, they will wear their road kits, the black with the gold sleeves and the gold numbers. A toasty day here in Dahlonega, 86 degrees, as we're just past the top of the 6 o'clock hour. Glad you've decided to join us. Anderson still in their huddle on the sidelines. Our center official going over to try and speed them up. Maybe a little mind games being played by Anderson as they look to get revenge, as I mentioned earlier. Our referees for today's game, Larry Packin in the center, James McKean and Shannon O'Carroll are the assistant referees. Now Anderson takes the field. Helm will be in the light blue jersey in the goal as Anderson moves from left to right as you look at it on your screens. And North Georgia with the neon green Gowdy in between the post will move from right to left. Anderson ready to start things off. Madison Cutts in the middle. And we are underway here in Dahlonega. Anderson with opening possession. On the near sideline, Sophie Riggs, as Anderson tries to work it up through this pressure defense that Chris Adams employs. Looks like North Georgia is going to go with a 2-person front, 4 backs across the middle, a kind of like a 4-4-2 diamond formation in this game, as Chris Adams not afraid to mix up his formations. On Thursday, he was in a 3-man front. Today, a 2-man front with Malashik and Van Horn up top. Anderson working it across the back line, and Sundstrom will intercept the pass around midfield and look to have possession. Now Brennan going to give it off to Van Horn, who holds and pushes it out wide for Mackenzie Brennan. Up the sidelines to Peyton Biso, who holds and gives to Sundstrom back in the defensive half. Being pressured by Bethany Morgan, she gives it off to Brennan, who will send it back to, that looks like Charlotte Rent, and now to Gowdy to reset and get shape. Here's Dunphy. To Malashik. Shively sends it down into the corner. As Coate will give it to Helm, who will reset for the Trojans. She sends it toward the midfield stripe. Rent gets a touch on it, the transfer from Kennesaw State. Now Sundstrom out wide to Brennan, playing in her more traditional position on right back. Peyton Biso into the corner. Biso trying to get to the end line, tries to cross it, and a corner kick coming for the Nighthawks. First corner kick of the afternoon. It'll be Rosie Embley to take it. Embley will trot over. Malashik going over there as well, as it might be a short take. And it is. Malashik back to Embley, who comes into the box. Chip shot. Van Horn just missed the header. It's still loose in the box. It rolls out. Is it going to be a North Georgia throw? Yes, it will. So going down is Shively. She'll throw it into the feet of Sundstrom, or rather Thorson. Now Thorson looks for Embley. Embley with the left foot trying to just chip it in the box. Van Horn there, and she runs into Helm. Helm gets the save, and she's down. As our center official will check on the goalkeeper, and play will stop. Clock at 41:57 as the training staff for Anderson will come on to check on Abby Helm. No score, just 3 minutes in, as the Nighthawks looking to give pressure up front. And Van Horn, a stern warning. No foul called on Van Horn as play resumed. There was no whistle, so the foul will not be given. The backup keeper in Madison Page is getting loose on the sidelines for Anderson should Helm be unable to continue. Helm, a 5'9" senior from Dayton, Ohio. And Helm is up. We'll see if she stays on. The goalkeeper, about the only player that was allowed to stay on the field after having the training staff come on. Everyone else would have to come off and be brought on by our center referee. But the keeper, Helm, up and moving, a good sign as the clock starts. So now a little miscommunication by the Nighthawks gives Anderson possession on the far side. Sending in toward Cuts, and Gowdy off of her line to come up and stop the threat. The junior transfer from the University of Georgia boots it away. Off the head of Renee Van Horn, Malashik will get a touch. 2-on-2, looking for Embley. Malashik turns, tries to get it to Thorson, and it's taken away by the Trojans and Melanie Maddox. And Anderson will look to break the other way. Here's Cuts. She gives back to, I believe that's Riggs, and it is. Sent off Shively. It'll be a Trojan throw. Riggs sends it in toward Foster. Foster trying to push it out wide to Cuts. It goes out of play. Shively will throw for North Georgia. Sundstrom, a heavy touch to Dunphy. Dunphy will settle it and go back toward Gowdy. Gowdy, the ball went over her foot, luckily away from frame, and now she can touch off to Rent to start possession. Rent, a long switch to Shively. Shively, a senior from Dawsonville. She'll go right back to Rent, who goes over to the sophomore Mackenzie Brennan. Started in nearly every game for North Georgia last year in that right back position opposite of Michelle Allen. Now Van Horn leaves it off for Biso. Biso with a deep throw toward Malashik, the reigning freshman of the year in the Peach Belt Conference. Anderson now breaking. A member of the South Atlantic Conference. Cuts, taking it in toward the corner. She'll cross it over, and it will go out of play off North Georgia. A corner kick coming for the visiting Trojans. It looks like Kristen Armetta set to take this corner. She'll reset in the near corner. A few steps back, hand up, and there's the kick at bending out and goes over everybody. Anderson still with possession. Looking for Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski working against Rent, and Gowdy will come up to take away the cross. Now, quick throw to Embley, looking to break. She got Riggs off of her feet. Now Embley looking to the sideline. Here's Malashik. Gives back to Rosie. Rosie dribbles through. Nice pass to Malashik. One on the keeper. Crosses across the frame, and it goes over the... It didn't go over the crossbar. It actually came out to the sidelines off of Anderson. It was off of Hartlett, who was able to just get a foot on it before Van Horn put it on frame. Now Embley back to Malashik, and North Georgia earns... No, Anderson gets the throw. It was off Malashik, says our center official. Almost 7 minutes in. Still no score. Malashik giving pressure in the near corner as Anderson a little trapped. Gonna have to boot it out. And now it's back into Van Horn at the top of the 18. Gives it to Thorson, who takes a shot, and it's saved by the goalkeeper, Helm. The boot away, Rent able to get a touch on it, but it's off of the shin guards of Cuts, and Gowdy will get to come off of her line and pick it up and boot it back toward the center of the field here at the UNG Soccer Complex. Field turf surface. The field always in pristine condition. Pushing out wide, Van Horn giving pressure on Hartlett, and that forces a turnover. Now here's Thorson trying to push it out wide. Instead elects to go back to Charlotte Rent. Rent across to Dunphy, and then over to McKay Shively. Shively trying to boot it away, and Embley and Shively were within 3 feet of each other. It's played out by Kaylin Coate, and McKay will get a throw. To Embley, who's able to settle with time. Back to Shively. Shively works back to Olivia Dunphy as North Georgia looks to regain shape. Over to Charlotte Rent on the far side, working into the shade. Brennan up the far sideline toward Biso. Biso gets a nice touch, sends it over the head of Van Horn. Malashik will get there first. Malashik, a nifty move to get past Armetta. Malashik trying to cross it in. A good tackle by Armetta. Malashik stays on it. And it's played out for a North Georgia throw as Brennan will come up to take it. Thrown into the sophomore Malashik. Now Biso trying to turn. It goes out to Brennan. Brennan sends it toward the end line, and it's a corner. Embley will take. Embley ready to go. It's a low line drive. It went loose, but it's a goal kick as the shot by Mackenzie Brennan goes wide. Helm will take. Ball bouncing. And now Anderson breaking down the far side. Don't have numbers, but a lot of momentum as Brennan will wisely play it out off the foot of Anderson for a goal kick. Now North Georgia with possession. Here's Biso, played behind Sundstrom. And Anderson will let it roll out for a throw. A lot of North Georgia reserves warming up on the far side as Rent sends that one way over the head of Malashik. It's headed back in by Anderson, but North Georgia looks to settle with Embley. Played up toward Malashik and sent back in by Hartlett. Now here come the Trojans. Trying to play it into the middle. North Georgia very good at keeping the ball out of the middle against opposing teams. Here's Charlotte Rent out wide to Biso. Peyton Biso, junior out of Hoover, Alabama. This is Bethany Morgan. Thought it went out of play, did Biso. No whistle, so play continues. Coate tries to play it toward Morgan, and Morgan a heavy touch trying to get it out to Riggs. Now here's Shively. Trying to play it through toward Malashik. Bent a little too much, and Hartlett able to clear the line. Now here come the Trojans. Armetta stops on Brennan. Trying to thread it through, and Gowdy will call everyone off to scoop it up and play out quickly. Bounces over the head to Van Horn, who flicks it on to Malashik. Now to the feet of Van Horn. The senior plays it to Asa Thorson. Now Thorson trying to go over the top to Malashik. Had the right run. Now Biso with her header. Over to Malashik, out wide. Brennan. Brennan high into the box. And over the head. Will it stay in play? No, it won't. It'll be a goal kick for the Trojans. 13 minutes in nearly. Still scoreless here at the UNG Soccer Complex. Good crowd on hand. As you see there on your screens up in the shade. A big crowd is assembled on the hill. Just as big of a crowd in the stands. Anderson with Bethany Morgan. Sends it out wide. Now making a run is Cutts. Be unable to get there. It'll be a North Georgia throw. Brennan will be the one to take it. She'll trigger into Rent. Charlotte back to Gowdy. Gowdy will quickly clear it away, but it's right to Megan Foster. But a great play defensively by Thorson. Now Shively gives to Embley, who can start the break. Embley making a great pass toward Malashik, who's going to get there first. One person to beat. Tries a tricky move. Goes to the left foot. Shot by Malashik! Gets off the crossbar! Biso missed it, and it's cleared out by the Nighthawk, or by the Trojans. North Georgia going to earn a throw. Malashik with the best chance so far. Now Malashik gives to Brennan. And the ball will roll harmlessly out across the end line for a goal kick. North Georgia on the move. Biso gives to Embley. Embley inside the 18. Taken away right before she can get a shot off. Now Biso trying to keep it in play. Sends it back to Van Horn. Van Horn will send it in. Bending outward. Shively on the other end of it. And did it go out across the end line? Yes, it did. A corner kick coming for North Georgia. Embley again will trot over to take it. Embley sends it away. Brennan's going to try and get on it first, send it back into the box. Now Malashik will take a rip. It's high, and a goal kick. .29 minutes to play here in the first half. No score between the Trojans and the Nighthawks, two teams that have played close games, although North Georgia has won all 6 previously. Anderson with Kwiatkowski works up the middle of the field, trying to find Foster, and Embley forces it back. Now coming to the near side, good play to the corner. Here's Armetta. Taken away by Dunphy, sent up to Van Horn, who settles and holds. Pressure by Hodge, as now it's Biso. Biso with a lot of green grass in front of her. She'll break. Maddox trying to catch up. Now the defense gets there. Biso into the 18. She'll take it out wide, looking to get past. She'll cross it over. Malashik goes wide. The Nighthawks have had great chances. 5 shots so far today. One of those on frame. And another one hit the crossbar. Sent away. Rent gets a foot on it first. It goes out to Shively, who is able to settle it down. Go out toward the sideline to the feet of Embley. Embley trying to get it back to Shively. Shively trying to get past Riggs. It will go out of play for a Trojan throw. Riggs will leave it off for Kaylin Coate, who throws it in off the head of Foster about 3 times. Thorson forces her off the ball. What a great play by the senior from Norway. Asa looking. She'll play it back to Dunphy. Junior out of Dawsonville, prepped at North Forsyth High. Now out wide to Brennan. Brennan down the sidelines to Biso. Biso trying to touch it back to Brennan. It's taken away by Melanie Maddox. Sundstrom with a great tackle. Over to Embley. Embley trying to play it out wide. She does, but the offside flag will go up. So North Georgia called for offside. Now Anderson trying to break. Here's Cuts, cut off by Dunphy, and then a dangerous tackle, and Anderson gets the throw. So that means Riggs will go over to take it. Numbers forward for the Trojans. Sent out wide. Riggs now cuts, forces, or goes behind net, and a goal kick coming for North Georgia. Nighthawks and Trojans scoreless, nearly 20 minutes in. Malashik with a great pass to Van Horn, who tries to break on Coate. Gets past. Now slows down, waiting for some teammates. Brennan over to Biso. Peyton Biso will cross it in, looking for Van Horn. The header goes wide. And a goal kick coming. A substitution comes in. Chartouni in for North Georgia. Biso out. And now, waiting to send it away is Helm. Now Embley. Going to send it down the sidelines. Is it too far for Shively? I think it is. It'll roll out harmlessly for a goal kick. Good idea by the junior from England. Just a little strong for Shively coming up from the left back position. Now here's Van Horn. Touch over to Malashik. Malashik back to Thorson. Good play from North Georgia up in the attacking third. Now here's Van Horn. Renee the senior has it taken away, and McKay waits on the ball to be played by Riggs. Dunphy comes over to turn it away, and now Embley has it played off her foot. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. Riggs will throw it in. Melanie Maddox gets the ball back and plays it through. Good job by Dunphy to clear it away. Malashik gets the first touch. She plays it back. A little miscommunication between Malashik and Chartouni. Now here comes North Georgia. Asa Thorson with a head of steam. Breaks forward 3-on-3. Plays it past her defender, but a little too strong for her to get back to. It's played out for a throw, North Georgia. Chartouni, a transfer from Tennessee Tech, prepped at North Gwinnett. And junior 5'4". Malashik trying to play it back to Brennan. It's sent down the sidelines. Anderson with possession. They clear their line. A little bit strong for Madison Cutts. Dunphy will take it and play it all the way back to the keeper, Gowdy. Here comes McKay Shively. Nobody picking her up as she gets close to midfield, so she'll settle and look for Malashik with a great run. One-on-one. Taylor Malashik inside, getting closer to the 6. Shot with the left foot. It's off the post. That's twice that Malashik has hit the woodwork. Chartouni trying to step in. Trojans with possession on the far side. Crossing in. Good job by Charlotte Rent to stand in, settle, and boot it away, but it's sent right back in. Hard bounce toward Cutts, and Gowdy will come in to make the stop. Anderson fans in the stands don't like that the player Cutts was taken down, but Gowdy does have right of way for that ball. Now here's Malashik. Out wide to Thorson. Thorson forces out to the sideline. Brennan a couple touches. Tries to get past her defender. Unable to. It'll be an Anderson throw. And substitutions coming for the Trojans. 3 subs. And the clock will stop for a water break, hydration. .27 to play. And we wait on some substitutions to come over. We'll get those for you as both teams hydrate. We're scoreless through about 25 minutes here at the UNG Soccer Complex. Subs for Anderson look like this. Checking in, Maggie Black, Havon Ashley, and Gabby Fleming. They will replace Riggs, Kwiatkowski, and Cutts when we resume play. The whistle came back, so players will start to make their way back onto the pitch. .87 degrees at 6:30 here in Dahlonega, and studies have shown that on this artificial turf, temperature is anywhere between 10 and 15 degrees warmer, forcing the hydration break. Could be anywhere from 97 to 102 on that turf if studies are correct. So now we're almost ready for play. Waiting on the whistle. There's the whistle. We're back underway. Also checking in for Anderson is actually, it's for North Georgia. Here comes North Georgia on the break. Trying to cross it in, and it's sent away. Checking in was Brooke Fitzhugh. We'll see who she came in for momentarily. It's for Malashik. Going on now, Fleming. Also stepping on for Anderson was Abby Johnson. Now a throw. Shively tries to get it into the corner to Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh, a freshman for Chris Adams. Got the opening day start. Now this is played over, and Brennan intercepts, brings into the attacking third. Trying to get Chartouni past the defense, and it's played off of Ashe. Long throw in by Brennan. Ball will bounce. Will it go over the end line? Yes, it will. It's a corner kick for the Nighthawks. Running over to take it is Embley. This is the fourth corner for North Georgia tonight. Good opportunity for a set piece. Ball to the feet of Chartouni, and the shot was wide. .17.5 to play here in the first half. We're still scoreless. Booted away by the keeper, Helm. Shively will send it up into the air. It's headed along by Abby Johnson. And now Dunphy will settle, trying to play it back to Gowdy, and she does. Gowdy will get a couple touches to settle it and then send it out wide to Brennan. Brennan down the sideline to Chartouni. Chartouni and Sundstrom not on the same page. Embley gave pressure, earned possession. Fitzhugh back to Chartouni. Finds Embley. Embley up the sidelines toward Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh looking in the middle for Van Horn, and the ball will ricochet off of a couple Trojans and into the hands of Helm, who throws out quickly, trying to get the Trojans a break. Near side, Johnson plays to Fleming. Fleming trying to get it toward Johnson again, but Dunphy clears it downfield. Put back in by Coate, and now to the far side, and Ashe. Havon looking to play it through. Brennan with great defensive pressure. Now Maddox will turn her back to goal and play back toward Coate. Coate trying to play it up the middle. Brennan, the only player on the field there. She earns possession to Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh trying to get it to Chartouni, who might have been pulled down, but no whistle. Playing back to Helm. 15.5 to play. The first half of action here in Dahlonega. Still no score between Anderson and North Georgia. Sundstrom plays back to Charlotte Rent, who's played very well as a center back tonight. She played defensive midfielder for much of the season last year. Fitzhugh a little too quick for that pass. Now Thorson going to give pressure. Here's Morgan. Bethany Morgan being pressured by Chartouni. Great job by the junior transfer. And then another good tackle. She earns possession. That's what hustle will give you. Here's Sundstrom to Embley. Embley splitting through the Trojan defense, but finally enough black jerseys converge and earn possession. Here's Thorson. Now Sundstrom back to Dunphy. Brennan. Long cross, tried to find the head of Van Horn, but instead found the head of Coate. Shively does a great job of coming up into the attack. Threads through toward Van Horn. One touch over to Thorson. Thorson will fire. It's blocked. It comes back to Brennan. Now here's Chartouni. Chartouni trying to find Van Horn, who slides and could not get her foot on it. Well, Georgia's had opportunities. 9 shots and has held Anderson without one. Now Sundstrom as Meredith Tucker set to check in for North Georgia. Thorson with a great play out to Shively, who has time. McKay sends it across the top of the 18, nobody there. Played back, Brennan will send it back into Van Horn. Renee tries to send it out wide, no whistle. Chartouni on it though. Renee slow to get up. Chartouni gets past the defender into the 18, cross across the 6, and batted out of play for a corner kick, North Georgia. And will allow Tucker to sub in. She'll replace Sundstrom. And a corner kick coming. Embley, her 5th corner. Low line drive, tries to get it on frame, and it bounces out of play. Another corner coming as that was off the head of Anderson. Rosie will go all the way across the pitch to take it. Now she's ready to go. Sending it in just past the flying head of Van Horn. Chartouni trying to keep it in play and does. Settles in the far corner. Works past her defender. Tries to cross it in, and another corner kick for North Georgia. Chartouni will be the one to take this one. Clock at 11.5. Danny Chartouni trying to find Embley on the other end, but it's headed away by Anderson. Asa Thorson tries to keep it in the box, but it's finally cleared out. McKay Shively coming on it quickly, sends it back to Dunphy. Dunphy has time, will play it back toward Gowdy. Gowdy going to have to come up and boot it away without settling as the touch wasn't great. Now here's Anderson with Black, Maggie Black, trying to play through. Shively with a timely stop, and Dunphy clears her line. Now Renee Van Horn has a lot of time and space. Now here's Meredith Tucker, her first collegiate goal against Converse 2 nights ago. In fact, she scored it about this time 48 hours ago. Long cross trying to find Van Horn. Step too late. Well, Georgia keeps possession, though, in the attacking third. Chartouni with a great ball into the corner. Fitzhugh will get there first. Brooke Fitzhugh plays back to Brennan, who sends it high and crossing in. Van Horn gets a header, but it goes wide. And a sub going to come in for Anderson. Checking out is Morgan. Stepping on, looks like Cassidy Wheaton, and it is. Wheaton, a 5'8" sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. She gets her first touch, tries to play it through. Shively stops it, forces Johnson to throw on the brakes. Now Johnson plays it into the corner, trying to find Wheaton, who whiffed on it, and it rolls over the end line. Ten shots for North Georgia. Anderson still yet to put a shot toward goal. Renee Van Horn earns the turnover, leads the break, but a great tackle by the center back. I believe that was Coate. Actually, that was Havon Ashe. Now Anderson trying to break. Shively clears it away momentarily. A shot, the first shot taken by Anderson. That was by Fleming, and it's well wide. And now North Georgia will bring a sub on. Embley out. Looks like Abby Crane in. Ball stagnant on the ground momentarily. Now it's moving again. Anderson moving quickly to try and catch North Georgia out of position. Chartouni comes back in defense. Tries to play up for Van Horn and does. Van Horn looking for a running crane on the outside. She turns it over, earns it back, trying to get it before it goes out of play, and she does. Abby Crane into the corner. She's got Fitzhugh in the box, crossing it in, but just a little strong for Fitzhugh. She'll run out to the near corner to get there. Great touch by Brooke. Over to McKay. Shively looking in the middle. Van Horn calling for it at her feet. A little strong, so the touch not great. Tucker tries to send one into the box. It's blocked out. All the way back, Thorson has worked back in defense now. 7:09 and counting in the first half. Rent out wide. Brennan to Tucker. Tucker turned too quickly. Anderson back with possession in the middle third. Van Horn trying to work back in defense. Near side, Sophie Riggs. Now Meredith Tucker. A little bit lackadaisical with that pass. It's taken away by Black. Over the head, and North Georgia earns a throw. A sub coming in for the Nighthawks. That Deja Patterson for Renee Van Horn. Of course, in collegiate soccer, you cannot return in the first half once subbed off. In the second half, you can return once. So first half over for Renee and Taylor and some others. But the one thing North Georgia has is a lot of depth. We saw that Thursday night against Converse. Here's Brennan. Brennan works past her defender, but right off the feet of Havon Ashey. 5:30 to play. Asa plays back to Charlotte. Now over to Olivia Dunphy. Dunphy brings the ball into the attack. She's not afraid to work in as she scored the golden goal up in Anderson last year on September the 13th of 2017. Now Anderson trying to put together something late in the first half. Touched by Johnson and cleared out by the Nighthawks. Chartouni couldn't get there after the heavy touch. So it's settled by Melanie Maddox. Now Maddox again. Touches over to Fleming. In the middle, Hardit. Shot taken, and it'll go wide by Melanie Maddox. Another sub for North Georgia. Tucker off, Logan Martin in. Now Logan trying to get her first touch of the evening, but it's taken away from her by Maddox. Maddox tries to thread it through. Dunphy clears it away. Now Logan Martin trying to get on the end of it. It's sent in and over the head of the intended target, Johnson. Johnson on it in the corner. Shively trying to push Johnson off the ball. It's off of Chartouni, a throw for Anderson. Maggie Black will take. Sent toward Wheaton. Into the corner, crossed in, and over the head of everyone. A dangerous cross where it looked like Melanie Maddox was in there about to try and get her head on it, but it was just high. 3:15 left in the first half. Still no score. North Georgia going to try and put something together here late. They've controlled possession for most of this one, but Anderson controlling the ball as of late. Johnson, the ball straight up in the air, but was sent away. And out for Shively's throw. Fitzhugh is taken off the ball, heads up in the stands as Shively just sends it well out of play. Again sent out of play. North Georgia will have the throw this time. 2:20 to play in the first period. Shively trying to get it to Martin, a heavy touch out of play. So Anderson working back into the attacking third with the throw from Black. Now touched by Wheaton. Here's Johnson back to Wheaton. Wheaton to cross in over the head of everyone. Brennan clears it out. Maddox is on the other end of it. She'll fire from distance, blocked by Thorson and sent out of play by Chartouni. And a foul called on the Trojans. And North Georgia with 90 seconds left. Ready to take, and Dunphy out wide quickly to Brennan. As soon as the ball came set. Now Mackenzie Brennan trying to send it over to Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh a heavy touch. The ball played back. Patterson somehow comes away with it. Deja Patterson working to the near side. Now she'll turn away and give it to Logan Martin. Martin trying to find Patterson and does. Patterson right in the middle of the field, working back toward Logan. Logan has it taken away, and here's Melanie Maddox. McKay has called for the foul. Now Gabby Fleming. Fleming taking her time. Trying to throw numbers forward for one last shot at it before half. Deep in. Dunphy heads it away. Maddox plays out wide. Now North Georgia clears it to the stripe. And that'll be halftime. Scoreless at the break. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half stats. You're watching University of North Georgia Women's Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
We actually do just about anything that you ask.
We offer everything from design and branding all the way up to signs and banners, promotional products, digital signage, t-shirts, embroidery.
Cups, koozies, pens, magnets. There's 25,000 items out there we can do.
A lot of people don't know that we can handle all that, and we can look at the customer and say, yeah, we do that.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves. Our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Save the day with this great offer from Einstein Brothers Bagels. The Monday morning status meeting leaves everyone in a state of boredom. That must be why they called it a boardroom. But you're putting a new spin on this week's meeting, because you've brought bagels. Fresh baked bagels. So, well done, my friend. Not only have you uplifted the vibe of the status meeting, you've upgraded your own status to hero. Save the day with bagels. Now it's even easier to save the day with this great offer.
Halftime here in Dahlonega. Your score is 0-0 through 45 minutes of play here in Dahlonega, the UNG Soccer Complex. Look at the first half stats. North Georgia 10 shots, led by Malashik's 4. She hit 1 off the crossbar and 1 off the post. We'll get a good look at those in just a few minutes. Asa Thorson, 2 shots, the only shot on goal for North Georgia. Van Horn with 2 shots, and Brennan and Chartouni each recording a shot as well. 10 shots, 7 corners, and 1 offside. No saves for Hannah Gowdy, who has not really been tested. Only 3 shots from Anderson so far in this game. Melanie Maddox with 2 of them, both from distance, both well wide. Gabby Fleming took a shot as well. That trickled wide for the Trojans. 3 shots, 1 corner, and a save by Abby Helm. No offsides called on Anderson. We have had a foul to each side. And of course, just 1 shot on goal for North Georgia. The only one that would have found the net had a goalie not been there, but a few dangerous opportunities by Malashik there in that first half of action. North Georgia will be back in action on Thursday as they will take on Lee here to end the 3-game homestand to start the year. It's a 7 p.m. kick here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Then on Saturday, the men step in to take on Anderson here in Dahlonega. That a 7 p.m. kick on Saturday, and it will be here on the Nighthawk Sports Network as well. A beautiful day for soccer, a big crowd on hand on this Saturday afternoon going into evening, as we will take our second commercial break here of halftime. When we return, we'll take a look at a couple of the highlights from the first half. 0-0 between North Georgia and Anderson here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Back in just a moment.
Leadership is socially responsible, collaborative, and inclusive.
It's a process, not a position.
The University of North Georgia is a state leadership institution.
Here, the Leadership
Certificate Program is open
to all students who want to enhance
their leadership knowledge,
gain practical skills, and become a
more effective leader.
A more effective leader.
You can get credit for your involvement in student organizations,
campus events,
community service, study abroad,
and many other campus activities. Start learning how to understand your personal leadership philosophy.
Be part of a team.
Improve your communication. Create an inclusive environment.
And make a difference in your community.
Make a commitment to yourself.
And become part of the Leadership Certificate Program.
Because at the University of North Georgia,
you can lead.
You can lead.
You can lead.
You can lead.
You can lead where it counts.
I am a brother.
I'm a freshman.
I am an artist.
I am an entrepreneur.
I am a civilian.
I am a junior.
I am an ambassador.
I am a music teacher.
我是国际学生.
I am a commuter.
I'm an actor.
I am an intern.
I am a researcher.
I am a senior.
I am an athlete.
I am a veteran.
I am a sister.
I am a sophomore.
I am a singer.
I am an educator.
I am a scientist.
I am a resident.
I am a writer.
I am a leader.
I am a cadet.
I am a volunteer.
I am a musician.
I am a tutor.
We are UNG.
Zero, your halftime score here in Dahlonega as we are at halftime between the Trojans and the Nighthawks. We get ready to take a look at the first half highlights, both of them by Taylor Malashik. First one, Malashik gets a great pass, breaks through. A little tricky stuff on her defender, goes to the left foot. The shot over the head, but off the crossbar, and cleared out eventually by Anderson. Just a few moments later, this going into the 24th minute. Shively with a great pass through to Malashik again, who's going to break into the 18 this time. She'll get to the left foot, but shot off the post. She's hit the woodwork twice so far in this one, and that's why we are still scoreless here in Dahlonega. Look at the Peach Belt scoreboard. Already in the books. Pembroke and Queens. At last update, it was scoreless. No final score, but the game is over. So we'll wait to get a final on that one. Up the road in Franklin Springs, Emmanuel beating Georgia Southwestern 4-0 with 10 minutes to play. Just starting the game, Lander and Mars Hill are scoreless. USC Aiken and Lenore Rhine getting set to kick off, as are Young Harris and Limestone on the road. In men's action today, Georgia Southwestern and Weber International drew 2 apiece. Coming up, Florida Southern and USC Aiken, Carson Newman at Clayton State, and Young Harris is at Southern Wesleyan. Last night, the Nighthawk men dropped the first match of the season to the number 9 team in the nation in Palm Beach Atlantic, 4-0. They will play number 2 Lynn tomorrow in in a big game in Boca Raton. As the Nighthawks look to find their first win of the young season. North Georgia here, though, out shooting the Trojans 10-3. Again, Malashik with 4-2 off the woodwork, but have yet to find the back of the net against Abby Helm, the senior out of Dayton, Ohio, who took a nasty bump early in the match. Thought that she might have to be replaced with Madison Page, but she gets up and is able to shake the cobwebs and continue on and make a great save and work the Trojan back line, keeping North Georgia at bay thus far. North Georgia's back line has only given up 3 shots, and all 3 were wide and from distance, which is a recipe for success. But 45 minutes remain between these two teams, trying to earn for North Georgia their second win of the season. Anderson trying to get in the win column for the first time in 2018, and the first time under new head coach Sarah Jacobs. As the Trojans breaking their huddle, starting to warm up after a halftime rest in the shade. Not the only part of the field in the shade over near the team's sidelines, as the temperature has just barely dropped down to 82 degrees now in Dahlonega, so I imagine we'll probably have another hydration break in the second half about midway through, but we'll wait to see that happen officially. Again, Melanie Maddox 2 shots, Gabby Fleming 1 for Anderson. Malashik leads the way with 4 shots, 2 from Thorson and Van Horn, 1 each from Brennan and Chartouni. Helm with 1 save. Gowdy has not had to make a save. 7 corners for North Georgia, but has not been able to convert on any of those 7. We'll take one last commercial break here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. When we return, second half action between Anderson and North Georgia. We're tied at 0 here in Dahlonega. Second half coming your way right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I want everyone to rally behind such a great cause for Make-A-Wish. It's not just for us, and it's not just for the school. It's for the kids that we'll be helping. It's for them.
And it's not just raising money for a charity. It's raising money to make this kid's dream come true.
I never, still to this day, would have thought that it would have touched me the way that it did that day. To truly say that it was a life-changing moment for myself is true. And I think it was for our program, our team, and our university. It was truly one of the most memorable experiences of my coaching career.
You really just see the community come together to make this event special and make it unique. And I think that's one thing that we like to try to brand ourselves with here at UNG is we're unique, and we like to do the special, small things that make children's lives and dreams come true.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even close claws.
We took your shortcut, which
was
was a bad idea. I can't believe that worked! No, I got the keys.
And we covered it. Talk to Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Second half about to get started here in Dahlonega. Chris Adams pulling his team together. Sarah Jacobs pulling her team together as the second half will get started in just a moment. The officials have made their way back on to the pitch. Waiting on both teams to break the huddle. Final moments of halftime. And both teams coming on the field for North Georgia. Sundstrom, Rent, Shively, Malashik, Chartouni, Van Horn, Thorson, Embley, Tucker. No, actually that's Brennan, excuse me. Gowdy is in goal. And Dumphy. We'll get Anderson's in a moment as Van Horn kicks it off, and we're underway in the second half. Played out by Anderson. It'll be a North Georgia throw. And cleared away by Anderson after the throw. That was Wheaton getting a touch. Now Rent will try and clear it down the field, but it's kept in by Fleming and sent over toward Wheaton. Sundstrom having to come back and play defense. Wheaton with a good touch, trying to cross it over, and a corner kick is earned. It'll be Anna Kwiatkowski to take it. Kwiatkowski actually not going to be the one to take this. It'll be Armetta. She sends it in. And trying to turn on it, but unsuccessful. Now back out to Armetta, and Gowdy will come on to take it. Sent downfield, and Shively throws it in on the far side. Here's Embley. Now Malashik. Back to Thorson. Thorson with the left foot, sending it across. Header by Chartouni goes high and wide. Low line drive. Taken away by Sundstrom momentarily, but now Anderson comes away with it. This is Sophie Riggs. Riggs trying to work it up the sideline, but Shively takes it away, and now Hodge sends it back toward the middle third. Embley earns the throw and gets approval from the entire staff for North Georgia. A lot of applause from the players and coaches. Here's Malashik. Over to Thorson. Switches the field of play to Brennan. Brennan looking down the sideline, stops, throws on the brakes, and gives to Thorson. Asa looking. Back to Brennan. Brennan finds Taylor Malashik, reigning freshman of the year in the Peach Belt Conference. Now here's Thorson, preseason all-conference pick. Tries to cross it in. Will it go out of play? Yes, it will, but a throw instead of a corner. Brennan will jog all the way up near the corner flag to take it. Not a lot of room to move around. Chartouni trying to find space. Instead, Malashik will be the one to settle it, looking for Chartouni, and a corner kick is earned. Embley jogs over to take it. Rosie's going to put it on the end line and go with the left foot. The in swinger, Van Horn, tried to get it on frame. Ball loose inside the 6. Thorson tries to get it back in. Now Embley's shot goes wide. Goal kick coming for Abby Helm. She's told to hurry up by our center referee. Low line drive. First touched by Chartouni. Then Anderson comes away with it momentarily. North Georgia putting a lot of pressure on. Somehow Anderson breaks out of it. Now Maddox turns on Embley. Out wide to a wide open Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski off of Brennan, and that will go across the end line for a Trojan corner. Jogging over to take it. It looks like it's going to be Kirsten Armetta. Armetta settles. Taken off the chest of Maggie Black, and a save by Hannah Gowdy. And now here's Malashik. It went all the way through. 1-on-2, and Malashik taken down. No whistle. The ball will bounce across the end line. It'll be a corner for the homestanding Nighthawks. Chartouni jogging in to take. Danny Chartouni, junior transfer from Tennessee Tech. Sends it away. The outswinger just missed the head of Embley. Bounces out. Sundstrom trying to be the first one there. But instead it's Shively. Shively to Thorson, now to Sundstrom. Over to Shively. McKay tries to cross it in. It's blocked away by Gabby Fleming and sent out of play. Shively will throw it in. Trying to find Malashik. Bouncing. Will Malashik get there? Yes, she will. Crossed in. Ball still bounced away. I think Renee Van Horn got her head on it, so it's a shot. And it goes high. Just under 38 minutes to play here in regulation. Played back to Dunphy. Dunphy will quickly try and send it upfield. Thorson couldn't get around in position. Now here come the Trojans and Armetta. Armetta working on Embley. Gets past Embley. Trying to cross it in, but it's off of Anderson, and a goal kick coming for Hannah Gowdy. .37 and change to play. It's sent away. Malashik sends back to Thorson, a little strong for Rosie Embley. It'll be a throw. Malashik trying to earn it away from Riggs. Unsuccessful as now the ball played into the corner, and Anderson will earn the throw. That was Annie Kate Hodge, who almost had it taken away by the sophomore from Peachtree City. Now Anderson will earn the throw, and taking it over there is Riggs. Sent straight up in the air. Who gets it? North Georgia will. Embley throws in quickly to Malashik. Malashik back to Shively, and a foul called on Anderson, allowing for a free kick opportunity. Embley sets the ball. Shively stands over it. A four-person wall for Anderson, being told to back up 10 yards. Shively awaiting the whistle. There it is. Free kick sent in. Headed toward goal by Van Horn, but it's wide. So a goal kick coming. Shively tries to find Chartouni. And it'll be out of play for a North Georgia throw. Here comes Brennan. Brennan will have another throw in coming. Deep inside the attacking third. Long throw into the box, flicked on by Malashik. Here's Thorson crossing it over, trying to find Embley. Embley's attempt to settle, unsuccessful. Now it's inside the box and finally cleared by Anderson. Brennan plays it back to Charlotte Wren, who moves it across to Dunphy. Dunphy pushes it over towards Shively. Now Embley, a good 1-2 to Shively. Shively working into the attack. She's tripped up. Advantage given. Thorson just outside the box. Here's Van Horn, but it's blocked. Still loose in the box. Chartouni unable to get anything on it, and Anderson will clear. Thrown in quickly by Brennan. All the way over to Dunphy. Don't be surprised to see Dunphy joined the attack a little bit more, and the offside flag will go up on North Georgia. Van Horn just a step and a half off. So waiting on the free kick to be taken by Helm. Shively gets the first touch on it. Can North Georgia get seconds? No, they can't, as Maddox is going to be the one to settle it. Thorson takes it away. Here comes Embley. Embley leading the break. Breaks past one defender. Has some space. She'll work toward the 18. Passed over to Miloshik. Miloshik, one touch. She got tripped in the box, and the penalty will be given. A penalty will be given for North Georgia. Renee Van Horn will be the one to take it. Miloshik tripped in the box. Van Horn versus Helm. With this, if she makes this, she will become the North Georgia record holder for penalty kicks made in a career. She approaches. Shot. Score! Renee Van Horn puts the Nighthawks up. That's her third goal of the year. Subs for North Georgia. Abby Crane in for Danny Chartouni. Anderson going to make a sub as well, as play has begun. Rent clears it away. And now cleared out by Abby Helm. That's Renee's fourth made penalty of her career. She was tied for the record coming in. Now she holds the record alone for penalties made in a career. A perfect 4 for 4 in her career. Brennan going to cross it in, trying to find Van Horn. It goes all the way through to Miloshik, and a foul going to be called on the Nighthawks. That goes off the foot of Havon Ashley, who just checked into the game, and now Mackenzie Brennan looks to throw it in. Nighthawks have a 1-0 lead. Anderson with a throw. Plenty of time for Anderson to respond. Still 31 minutes left here in the second half. Crane giving pressure for North Georgia, forces a long pass. Brennan trying to get on the other end of it. Wheaton will earn possession, tries to get past Sundstrom if she's able to. Thorson turns her away, and now Asa Thorson comes away with it. She's pulled from behind and a foul called, and the clock will stop as a card is going to be issued. So clock running now. Ball sent in by Brennan, still loose in the box. Malashik trying to get on the other end of it. Passes back to Embley. Her shot is blocked. And it will roll out for a corner. Embley will go over to take it. Comes down to Malashik, who tried to send it back across frame. Shively's shot is partially tipped, and it goes high for a goal kick. 18th shot of the game for North Georgia to 4 for Anderson. Embley trying to start the break again, but now Anderson comes away with it. Maddox over to Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski trying to thread it in toward Wheaton. Rent forces her off the ball. Sundstrom will send it upfield, trying to find Abby Crane. It's headed back in to the attacking third for Anderson, but played out of bounds by Kwiatkowski. North Georgia gets a throw, and Brennan will prepare to take it right below our broadcast position. Over to Embley. Embley turns, looks upfield, trying to play it up the sidelines, but just wide of the touch line. It'll be an Anderson throw. Quickly thrown in now. Thorson trying to come up with it. Instead, it's Brennan to Malashik, who settles, touches back to Embley. Embley back to Malashik. Good touch toward Embley. Embley tries to thread it through to Shively, who is making a great run across the far side of the 18. But it's taken away by Anderson. Here's Foster. Sent upfield to Thorson, who heads it back in. Renee flicks it on, trying to find Malashik out wide, and does. Malashik defended by Riggs. Ball still in play. Malashik into the 18, trying to find someone. She's taken off the ball. Ball cleared out finally, and it will be a corner for North Georgia. Embley will go over to take it again. She's ready to take it. Outswinger, trying to find Crane. Thorson there, heads it toward the 6. It goes out of play. It will be a goal kick. Shively heads it along, but Maddox able to start the attack for Anderson. But a great job by Shively to take Riggs off the ball. It's been a frustrating day in the middle third for Anderson. At that time, a foul going to be called on Malashik. Sophie Riggs will take it. Riggs will send it in. Great job by Sundstrom to block that onward touch by Fleming, but it will still be Anderson possession on the far touchline. Into Maddox. Maddox has it taken away, but only for another Trojan throw. Into the corner, trying to find Wheaton, but Wheaton unable to get there, and a foul's going to be called on North Georgia. So a dangerous free kick opportunity. For Anderson. Looks like Melanie Maddox will be the one to go over and take it. Also standing over, it looks like Armetta, but it's Maddox to take it. Low line drive, finds the foot of Fleming, but the shot is wide. .25 minutes to play here in Dahlonega. North Georgia clutching a 1-0 lead. Off the penalty kick from Renee Van Horn. Malashik drew it. Van Horn, the beneficiary. Malashik takes the throw in quickly. Here's Embley. Over to Malashik, long cross, trying to find Crane. It's over the head of everyone. Crane trying to outrun her defender, Ashy. It's a North Georgia throw, and Brennan will go over to take it. Ball still inside the 18. Anderson playing with fire here, but they finally clear it away. Kwiatkowski comes out wide, sends it back into the middle, but the only person there is Asa Thorson. Thorson out wide to Shively, with Georgia trying to mount another attack. McKay Shively through to Thorson. Now here's Embley. Embley trying to work into the corner. She does. Low cross. Van Horn unable to get on the other end of it. Shot taken by Sundstrom, but it's saved by Helm. Thorson now with possession. She sends back to Brennan, who goes up toward Van Horn, but the Trojans turn the Nighthawks away again. Still plenty of time. No need to press yet. Your Sarah Jacobs squad. Don't want to send numbers forward too early and risk giving up a goal on a counter. Here come the Trojans, but Shively back in to defend Armetta, and she clears it away. Malashik trying to hold on the far touchline. She sends it to Shively, who is able to settle, and now Van Horn can turn. Touches over toward Thorson. Thorson with a great move. Looking to get wide. Now she comes to the middle, and Shively will be the one on the far side. A sub waiting to come into the game for North Georgia. Looks like Jasmine Adlam will get her first opportunity of the evening. Malashik out wide, but it goes out for a throw, and that will give North Georgia an opportunity to sub. Embley will step off. It looks like Adlam coming on. Here's McKay Shively. Shively looks for Adlam. Adlam unable to get a good touch on it. Now North Georgia with numbers, but it's turned over. Now Sundstrom in the middle of the field, trying to find Van Horn. Instead, it's Crane with a great run. Crane's pushed off the ball, tries to get a shot. The shot's blocked, and it will roll across the touchline for a goal kick. And a water break with 21-23 to play here in the second half. North Georgia converted on a penalty kick from Renee Van Horn. As we take a look at the highlights from so far today. This is first half, 15th minute. Malashik working in, trying to find some space. Goes to the left foot, but it's off the crossbar. So still no score. Just about 10 minutes later, Shively wanted to play a great ball up toward Malashik. She gets into the 18, gets close to the 6. She'll move it to the left side, take the shot, but it's off the post this time. Now second half after Malashik made another great run and drew a penalty, Renee Van Horn about to hit pay dirt and have the record. She steps up and just dribbles it right past Helm. Helm jumped left and then dove back right as the ball went right under her hand. And you see there the celebration from Renee Van Horn. She now holds the career record for penalties made in a season as the Nighthawks lead it 1-0 as both teams make their way back out onto the field. A number of subs waiting to come in for Anderson, but I don't think they'll be able to. And the clock starts. Thorson back to Brennan. Now Rent swings around to Dunphy. Not often you get a chance to regroup and have a quote-unquote timeout in soccer, but with the temperatures as warm as they are, hydration breaks mandated. So an opportunity for Anderson to regroup as North Georgia also tries to make some adjustments. Adlam into the box. That's Crane. Crane had a touch on it, but as she tried to push it to her right foot, she was taken down clean, and Anderson clears. Sundstrom back to Rent. Now here's Asa Thorson. Sun beginning to set to our right. The Nighthawks work to the right. Brennan with a throw around the midfield stripe. Looking, and now she's ready to throw. Abby Crane gives off to Taylor Malashik. Now here's Abby Crane. Crane tries to push it through to Van Horn. It's cleared out momentarily. Malashik sends it back in. Van Horn trying to get there, but it's cleared. Brandon tries to head it back in. Now Maddox will send it out to Kwiatkowski. Malashik plays it out. It'll be an Anderson throw and multiple substitutions coming for the Trojans. Anderson getting ready to send it in. And they do. Thorson out wide to Shively. Now here's Charlotte Rent. Rent back to Thorson. Lexi Williams, as well as Abby Johnson. And Marissa Mowry check in. So now a throw coming for Anderson. Yvonne Ashe. Abby Crane sends it up to Van Horn. Van Horn back to Malashik. Malashik has a running Adlam on the far side. Instead, she elects to go toward Crane, but Crane's taken off the ball by Kaylin Coate. Now Malashik to Adlam. Adlam trying to find Crane. Now here's Asa. Plays back to Dunphy. Dunphy sends it well wide and out of play. And Anderson throw. Now here's Olivia. She plays back to Charlotte Rent, who plays all the way back to the transfer goalkeeper, Hannah Gowdy. Almost 16 minutes left here, and a lot of attack-minded substitutions for Anderson. Abby Crane trying to get on the end of it. She does. She's in the 18, looking across and just past Jasmine Adlam. Taylor Malashik gets on the other end of it, though. She tries to send it back in. Here's Sundstrom. Breaks free, trying to find the right foot. Michaela Sundstrom is blocked, and it goes out of play. It'll be a goal kick. Sundstrom will get credit for the shot. And subs for North Georgia. Fitzhugh and Biso checking in. So a couple of attack-minded substitutions for Chris Adams. As he's trying to find some insurance. Brennan will drift back, and Gowdy will send it away. Biso going to try and get on the other end of it, and it goes out of play. Van Horn off the pitch for a moment. Fitzhugh replaced her. Headed out of play by Coate. Now here's Brennan. Thorson, now Biso. Mackenzie Brennan trying to get out of the corner, right of the sideline. And a throw-in comes for North Georgia. Quickly thrown in by Biso and turned over. She gets it back, though. Biso touches it over to Malashik, trying to find someone, and Thorson can't get there. Starting to counter. Here's Kwiatkowski. Trying to push it all the way across to Lexi Williams, who has it taken away, and now Fitzhugh by herself against the keeper. Brooke Fitzhugh has it saved by the keeper, and twice saved by the keeper. Two shots by Fitzhugh, both saved. A corner coming for the Nighthawks. It'll be Biso to take it. High in the air. Headed down by Brennan. Still in the 6. And now outside to the 18. Shot by Sundstrom. Well high. Subs for Anderson getting ready to check in. Out go Johnson and Kwiatkowski. In comes Fiura Band, freshman from Woodstock. North Georgia gives pressure, but the keeper Helm will boot it away. Emily Fieraband, the 5'10 forward who prepped at Sequoia High School down in Woodstock, just off of I-75. Adlam with possession, gives over to Malashik, also checking in during that substitution. Back in anyway was Bethany Morgan, the 5'7 junior from Anderson, who prepped at TL Hanna. A powerhouse athletics high school in Anderson is TL Hanna. Across all sports. 11 and change to play here in Dahlonega. Georgia holding on to a 1-0 lead. Another sub waiting for Anderson. Sundstrom trying to earn possession. Her effort pays off. Now here's Fitzhugh. Tried to touch it over to Malashik, not on the same page, but it goes back to Brennan, who sends it in toward Biso. Biso trying to get there first. She'll be unable to. A North Georgia throw. Forces the sub to wait. Brennan will wait on Malashik to come over. Taylor trying to settle it. She's pushed off the ball by the Anderson defender, Armetta. Now Thorson finds Adlam. Adlam throws on the brakes quickly. Back to Asa Thorson. Looking for Shively. Instead, she crosses it in. Looking for Malashik, still inside the 18. Biso unable to get a second touch. Brennan quickly triggers it back in. Here's Biso. Back out to Malashik. Malashik tripped up. Referee says play on. Bethany Morgan. Out wide to Williams. A little too heavy for Williams, and Shively will see it out and trigger it in. Taylor Malashik back to Shively, tries to find Adlam down the sidelines. It finally goes out, allowing the Anderson sub to come in. Wheaton in, Mowry out. As North Georgia possesses, Shively looking to switch the field of play. Havon Ashe. Now Brennan. Biso has it taken away. Ashe back on the ball. Now Williams with some space. She settles and waits on reinforcements. Tried to play it through, but Dumpy there, and a foul will be called on Wheaton, who is on yellow. She needs to be careful. Now here's Maddox as Anderson starting to throw some numbers forward here. 8:45 to play, and Gowdy will see that one into the box, and she'll sit and wait. Wait on Wheaton to give some pressure. Chris Adams says, all right, you can pick it up and let's play. Every second counts here as Georgia tries to play a little keep away. Not traditionally a defensive team, but trying to preserve a 1-goal lead here. Ball played out. North Georgia has a throw. And both teams will make a substitution. Embley will check in, as will Chartouni. We'll see who Chartouni checks in for. So Embley checks in for Malashik. Biso out. Chartouni in. Now here's Fitzhugh. Anderson also made a substitution. We'll get that for you here in a moment. A throw coming for the Nighthawks. It's Maggie Black on it for Anderson. It's played out. Kirsten Armetta checked back in for the Trojans. Now here's Embley. Over to Adlam. Adlam defended by Riggs. Tries to get it in, but it's turned away by Black, and now Anderson will try and clear out of the third. Here's Wheaton. Played out, a North Georgia throw. Renee Van Horn getting set to check back in. Looks like Deja Patterson also warming up. Renee the only one headed toward the center stripe. Embley has it taken away. Shively trying to keep it in. And it's played out. North Georgia will sub in. Van Horn for Fitzhugh. Thrown in toward Adlam. It's out of play. It's an Anderson throw. Here's Thorson. Thorson trying to find Chartouni. Chartouni working toward the near corner. She'll cross it in. Looking for Van Horn, who goes over. And it's partially saved, and finally the keeper, Helm, will get there. I thought it was going over the crossbar, but instead it's a save for Helm. She's got 5 on the day. North Georgia 25th shot. It's played out for an Anderson throw. Patterson waiting to check in. The clock will stop when she does. As Patterson more of a defensive forward. Especially good for set pieces given her height. 5'8". That one sent in, but well wide. And now Patterson will check in as the clock stops at 4:09. Patterson in, Adlam out. Now here's Chartouni, a wide open net and a goal! Deja Patterson. Chartouni will get the assist. That's Patterson's first. A foul called on North Georgia. And the clock will stop as an offsides will be called. Stepping off is Armetta. She's got a little bit of a bloody lip or a bloodied nose. Now here's Van Horn. Dunphy going to take it up the field. Chris Adams saying, go on. Dunphy trying to hold possession, and she does. Asa back to Charlotte. Rent out wide to Brennan. McKenzie looking to cross it in just past Embley. Coming on was Van Horn, but it's cleared away. And it's sent out for a North Georgia throw. Asa tried to thread it through to Patterson. Unsuccessful. Mackenzie Brennan clears it away. 90 seconds. And North Georgia has some cushion. Van Horn will take it to the far corner. Touches it over to Patterson. And a throw in for the Nighthawks. Shively will jog all the way up to take it. Anderson earns a throw all the way down in their own corner. Van Horn's going to try and head it toward frame, and she does, and a save by Helm. North Georgia will improve to 2-0 on the season. And Anderson will fall to 0-2 should the result hold on for 20 more seconds. Anderson trying to get the ball quickly. And that's your final score. North Georgia wins it 2-0 here at the UNG Soccer Complex, improving to 2-0 on the season. We'll be back with you next on Thursday as the Nighthawks take on Lee University, 7 p.m. kick, right back here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Until then, for our camera operator, Tyler Yoder, our producer, Morgan Lockery, I'm Walker McCrary, signing off. Your final score, North Georgia 2, Anderson 0, as the Nighthawks improve to 2-0 here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.